this one.
I looked at it on Facebook and I read the speech and I'm trying to find out what is the commitment to renal failure in Nevis, and I'm yet to find it.
Be a part of the debate.
What he needs to do is to allow the people to do their work in accordance with the relevant legislation, and he must not overreach, because when he makes those suggestions, he is in a sense misleading the population here.
Speak your mind. Defend your country. Call in. Numbers to call: 869-669-7312. That's 869-669-7312 or 917-460-2187. That's 917-460-2187. On target here on 2020 Vision Radio every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. On target. Be a part of it. On target.
So I'm your host, Kelvin Daly, and I thank you for joining us once again.
Join the conversation.
I looked at it on Facebook and I read the speech and I'm trying to find out what is the commitment to renal failure in Nevis, and I'm yet to find it.
Be a part of the debate.
What he needs to do is to allow the people to do their work in accordance with the relevant legislation, and he must not overreach, because when he makes those suggestions, he is in a sense misleading the population here.
Speak your mind. Defend your country. Call in. Numbers to call: 869-669-7312. That's 869-669-7312 or 917-460-2187. That's 917-460-2187. On target here on 2020 Vision Radio every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. On target. Be a part of it.
Let us put our hands together for Papa Wheeler.
Suicide bomb and bomb, bringing them to shout for me. I want them to roar, roar, boy, roar for me. Anything you want, you go get, boy. I'm mixing up the soca with some Hindi and some rumba, chutney and lavandera. I did not necessary, boy. Whisker lips a mercenary. Bringing them to shout for me. I wanted to roar, roar, boy, roar for me. Maintain your impulso, todo zombie and beater. Take it away. Local fans decreasing. Why? By the numbers they keep dropping. Nobody don't shout no more like they used to shout before. Why? Disgruntled fans they crumbling about promised songs. Fail on delivering. Start song and can't finish it. In standard English, singing stupidness, nonsense. Why don't you sing a song and dance again? Tell me what happened to me fair share when the money disappear. Ooh yeah, boy. Stewardship in question here. Bringing them to shout for me. I wanted to roll, boy, roll for me. Complex. Yes, if they no crown me king, boy, I do me like the doctor, placing their campus suicide bomber, bringing them to shout for me. I wanted to roll for me. I'm gonna be mashing up the complex. Yes, if they no crown me king. Doctor, placing your campus suicide bomber. Boy, bringing them to shout for me. I wanted to roar for me. Anything you want, you go get. Boy, I'm mixing up the soca with some Hindi and some rumba, chutney and la bandera. I didn't know necessary. Boy, we got lips of mercenary. Bringing them to shout for me. I wanted to roar for me. Maintain your impulso. Todo zombie and Peter. Boy, take it away. Airlines. See bridge and see taxi. Bringing them to shout for me. I want them to roar for me. You don't know. You got to spend big money if you wanna win monarchy. I go got the diaspora. 420 in my corner, boy. Share the life, boy. Press like, subscribe, sharing. All here the diaspora's king. Your king gonna be knocking down your airport, knocking down hospital walls. Boy, training geothermal. Let the Jewish people sing the song. These Hebrew boys don't understand. Begging them to load for me. I want them to roar for me. I'll be rocking down the complex. Yes, if they don't throw me king, do it like the doctor, president, campus, suicide bomber. Bringing them to shout for me. I want them to roar for me. Anything you want, you go get. Yes, I'm mixing up the soca with some Hindi and some rumba, chutney and la bandera. I Dino necessary. Please calypso mercenary. Boy, bring it to show for me. I want it raw for me. Vente el impulso. Todo son bienvenida. Kicky momentum. Everybody is welcome. Thank you.
Papa Wheeler.
Good afternoon. I don't think I'm hearing myself properly. You hear me, Tulu?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot better.
Okay.
Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of On Target. And as usual, on a Saturday afternoon, I'm your host, Kelvin Daly, and in studio with me thus far is the man from Hamilton, Tulu Weeks. And because our other co-host, Hensley Daniel, he is on official duty teaching languages up there at the flats. He will be a little bit late as the time schedule has shifted. And so he apologizes for his late entry when he do come. And so we will wait for him to, join us when he can. All right, let me say a special good afternoon to all those who have joined, whether you're on FM Dial, Twitch, YouTube, or on the Facebook feed. Good afternoon to each and every one of you, but special mention must be made to the 5 persons who made podium this afternoon. And there are, Arlene Jefferson Stanford, number 1, and Lydia Paris from there in Craddock Road, number 2. Number 3, Jonathan Pace. He's been knocking on his door for a while. Now he's in the top 5 again. And Rhonda Brown, my queen from down there in St. Martin. I hope you're doing well. And running out the top 5, Kittishan King, all the way over there in Oklahoma. He never misses a show, Tulu. He never misses a show. He's well informed. Good student.
Well, and I'm sure that he's passing on the information to others.
I can guarantee you that. All right. And down there on St. Kitts, my number 1 fan in the entire Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dolgia Penny. Oh, man, this woman, she does... She calls me up to check on me. She sends me messages just to make sure that I'm all right. Okay. It's a fabulous feeling to know somebody care about you that much. All right. Thank you, doll. Norma Jean down there in St. Martin. Good afternoon to you. And over there in St. James, another beautiful lady, Charlene Jeffers, is in the house. And so is Cecile Hobson is with us. You know Cecile?
Yes, I saw her this morning.
She always hugs me when she sees me.
Okay.
I think she pities me.
Well, she hugs out of pity.
Yeah, I think so.
It's out of love.
Out of love?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you, Cecile. Jesse Webb, Judy Cornelius Webb, good afternoon to you. Drexel Barton is with us. Good afternoon to you, Drexel. And over there in Montserrat Village, Hildred Davis is in the house. And so is Simaletta Ovaltine Jeffers.
Oh, sweet name.
One day she's going to slap me for calling her Ovaltine.
No.
You don't think so? No?
She's smiling.
She's smiling?
Yeah.
I'm to pick some. I think I was born that way.
She loves it.
She loves it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Still in St. James, Gemini Nisbet is with us. And so is the man Burl Jones is in the house. Michelle Liebird, all the way in Canada. We had a wonderful breakfast this morning, Michelle, and your brother Gene was there with us. Had a good conversation.
And Alma, also Al.
And Al was there. Al never misses the breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Never, ever misses the breakfast. I think if you go to the moon, he'll still show up.
So we welcome Jane this morning.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Gene sometimes misses.
Sometimes misses.
But he's been on attendance when he's here on island.
Okay.
So I can't complain about that. Right. Paul, the man Pemberton, is with us. Good afternoon, Paul. Bernadette Tyson, beautiful lady. She's with us. And so is Earl Maskell. Very jiggy on Facebook these days. Oral Joseph and Bumpy, the Kingmaker, moving down there on Hospital Road, originally from. You know Bumpy, right?
Sydney Bumper favorite boy in the school.
Why was he the favorite?
Yeah, boy, Sydney had love Bumpy and Shabish.
Oh, I know Bumpy used to run down people and bring them for benching.
Like he's a big fellow.
He was always big.
Yeah.
I don't know where get that massive size from.
I want to believe that Buncampo was afraid of him too because of his size.
I believe so.
And so
No, I think about it.
he was the one to come to get everybody. And then Shabish was the one who played cricket, and Shabish had more chat.
I think
cricket.
Shabish was a spy.
He was a spy?
I think Shabish was a spy for Buncampo.
Maybe too, but those two guys were special.
Sharon Stapleton up there in Boston, good afternoon to you. Trevor Blois and Leniqua Dyer, both are in the house. So is the best dressed man on Nevis, Patterson Fleming is with us. Dillis Brown down there in St. Thomas. Another person calls me, if I was Dillis's husband, I wouldn't want her calling another man so often. I'm sorry.
No, he's secured, so
He's secured.
he has nothing to worry about, so he's comfortable with her calling anybody because he's secured.
Good afternoon to you, Dillis. Lady Penny Liebert, good afternoon to you. And Catherine France, Catherine with a K, take that. And we have Gigi Williams Skeet is with us, and so is Marcella Barbecue, BQ Jones is with us. I think she's down in St. Thomas.
I saw her Tuesday. She didn't see me, but she's looking lovely.
She's here?
Yeah.
Wow. I would love to see her.
I saw at the funeral, Tamarki's sister, Miss Jeffers.
Oh.
She was there.
She's probably gone back already.
She's looking lovely.
She's always well put together.
I don't want anybody to tell her that I say so.
You're incorrigible. Alvy Davis, good afternoon to you, my brother. Steve Mills up there in Canada, another troublemaker, incessantly calls me to tell me things I should know. He educates me every day. Every day.
Every day is a learning experience.
Yeah. Robin Latham, good afternoon to you, Lady Robin. Hope you are doing well. Carol Benjamin, I should say Carol Pemberton Benjamin. Let me give you all your names. 3 names. Carol Benjamin is too short. Carol Pemberton Benjamin is the right one. Mauricia Saran is with us, and so is Elvis Williams. And we have down there in St. Thomas, I think she's in St. Thomas, Jessica Lewis. Ermine Evelyn, and my wonderful student, past cultural beauty queen for Nevis, Adele McClendon is in the house. And we have, we said Rhonda already, Jasmine John down there in St. Croix. My queen, Jasmine, how are you there? Desmond Claxton is with us, and the Honorable Joseph Perry is tuned in. And my good fishing buddy, Carlos Vanderpool. We met here on Nevis. He's gone back, but, when he comes back under better circumstances, I hope your brother is doing well. I wish him well. Speedy recovery, Carlos. And another queen, Violina Ali, is with us, Florence Byron. And the birthday boy, I think it was yesterday, we celebrated Floris Finley. I hope you had a blast. He couldn't make it out of his house this morning to come for the breakfast, so his breakfast was delivered.
He had a blast.
You think?
Well, Floris always having a blast. I don't think Floris ever had a down day. Okay, he have some down moments, but not a day.
Halstead Sooty Barron, I just saw him downstairs. He said, "You need a bodyguard." Seriously speaking, you need a bodyguard.
There are few persons who said that to me, that daily need some protection.
I'm good.
Yeah, you have Jehovah, right?
That's right.
Good.
Susie Warner and Janet Grill Hall, they're both in with us. And Loretta Clark Creeley, where the heck have you been? You're normally in the top 5. You're down to the number 100.
You realize the first call, 5 names you call, every time you call, I shook my head?
Yeah.
Because I'm jolted because her name is not there.
Yeah, I think she maybe had a date last night and won out.
I'm not getting involved in that.
Gillian France with a G. How are you, Gillian? Tonya Powell is with us, and Tonya is sponsoring our lunch today over there at Cabo's. She called me yesterday and said, listen, make sure you and Tulu and Danny go over to Cabo's for some lovely goat water.
Let me say thanks again to Tanya.
Yes.
And I'm encouraging others to follow her.
I don't want to put on weight, you know. I don't.
No worry about you.
What about you? Thanks a lot, man.
I'm not worried about you, no.
Look on there and come up next. Yolano Destiny Weeks.
What?
Okay then. And my good buddy Carl and Brester, Patrick the Globe Master Hanley is with us. And who else we have here? Desmond Claxton is with us. And we got a full house tonight, boy. Oh man, look at all these names.
This is not nice, just a hot night.
Oh,
this is afternoon.
My beautiful sister-in-law, Sindrine Lewis Daly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my barrel is on the way, you know. Joe Herbalist, my brother, how are you? Paula Wallace is with us. Lionel Starboy Prentice and Aldine Daniel, whose song we've been playing for over a year, 2 years. Thank you, my brother, for your genius in giving us this wonderful song. Our theme song.
It's not getting old.
No, it's not.
Every time I hear it, it sounds fresh.
So one of these days you're going to get up and do a jig.
No. No.
Wee! Rosalind Brown. I'm having a problem with Tulu in the studio here today. Carl Paris is with us, and so is... Oh, I think that's it for now. Anyway, we got a packed show as usual for you, so let me get going. Needless say, she just blocked me, Tulu.
Well, she will only block you for a second.
For a second?
Yeah, 1 second.
She said, I'm blocked. All right. Sometimes I need to keep my mouth shut.
No.
You know?
No.
Okay. Well, it's all in fun, you know. Anyhow, let me first say, as a courtesy, we have two wonderful persons who are celebrating birthdays tomorrow. And there are Steve Mills up there in Canada, the brother of Miguel Mills, and Birdman Libert.
My brother Birdie?
Birdie is having birthday tomorrow. All right, Sunday the 26th of... Oh, and they're having the same birthday, having a birthday same day as CCM convention. Oh, what a bad day.
There's no such thing as a bad day.
Yeah. So, for these two wonderful persons, because they are so special, we do have to sing specially for them. All right, so me and Tulu are going to sing happy birthday to these two beautiful people, Steve Mills and Birdman Libert. All right, and then we'll get back to the rest of the show. All right, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. And as usual from us in the studio, may you live to be 101 and us 101 minus a day, so we don't have to see you go. May God continue to bless you with good health, strength, and of course, wealth. All right. Since that, we have another birthday going on to Stocky Stapleton. And I think that is happening, it didn't say a date, but it probably either tomorrow or Monday. All right, somebody's calling in already. Let's see who this is.
The greeting.
Good afternoon, you on target.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
I'd like to send birthday greetings in advance to my cousin, Birdman, tomorrow.
Okay.
And to my favorite nephew-in-law, Stocky Fitzroy William.
Wow.
I love that man so much.
You want to sing on here and say, you want to sing a happy birthday?
And I'm going to sing in them ears tomorrow on Monday. I'm going to sing in the bedroom.
Oh, jeez. Thank you very much. Later.
Hello, how are you? Hello.
How are you?
Tulu is speechless.
I am laughing. I'm doing good. It's good to hear your voice.
Yeah, so come up to join the fight. Don't worry.
All right.
Keep the faith, be strong. They'll be praying for you every day. You ain't need no bodyguard. I'm your bodyguard, okay?
Thank you, darling.
Right.
All right.
Nobody touch God's anointed, so don't worry with that.
Okay. Thank you, sister. All right.
Anyway, I hear the job here, so I go on. Love
Okay.
you guys.
Okay, then.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right. So, All right. Let me first off thank all those persons who donated and or patronized the NRP St. Paul's breakfast today. And it was wonderful. We had a good turnout. We sold off what we had. And so we're always appreciative of that. We don't take anything for granted. All those who donated, I know the folks at Happy Endings, they always support. We just had tremendous people who would put in some cash so that we can distribute some breakfasts around the place. And the people, I'll tell you something, the people who receive these are very, very grateful. Very, very grateful. And they send their thanks and blessings to all those who donated towards our breakfast. All right? We got another call coming in. Good afternoon, on target.
Good afternoon. Hi, Tulu.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. Kel, it's 1/27, 1999. On this very minute, very day, I gave birth to my last seed. So it's 26 years later.
So today's his birthday?
Today is her birthday, her 26th birthday.
Oh, what's her name?
Normally she don't listen, but she here trying to get me out of the house. So I just want to wish her a happy birthday.
So what's her name?
Renicia Brown.
Renicia Brown. Oh, that's a fantastic name.
Brown.
And she's
And
26?
so she turned 26 today.
No, man, I got shoes older
I
than
gave
that.
birth to her in 1999 at 1:27.
Okay.
She's been trying to get me out of the house, but I tell her on target first.
There you go.
Her age reminds me of something.
Thank you for that, Dillis.
So
have a wonderful day with your daughter.
yes, I'll try.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right. All the best.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay. So thanks for all those who, of course, again, who patronized and donated. St. Thomas's group also had a breakfast, but that we weren't really aware of. But apparently they had a wonderful breakfast also, so congratulations to them. And you do realize that the NRP St. Paul's group, Gingerland group, St. Thomas's group, the St. James group, we are the only ones out there selling and trying to raise money to help, our campaign. Nobody's giving us $1 million. And so we out there sweating every month to raise enough funds, not only for the branch activities, but also for the national executive activities. So if you feel, if you're so inclined, even if you don't have it like that, $5 or $10 would help. All right? Anything to help. Going back to the phone line. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon, Dr. Daly. How are you doing today?
I am well, thank you.
You're doing
Okay,
fine.
you have a guy from Rollins. He drives bus.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah grandson. You know him?
Yes.
Okay, he gonna get mad with Dr. Daly today.
Why?
Because Dr. Daly did not address me properly. You did not address me properly. Every time you see me, Judy Cornelius Webb, the only lady with an estate in Nevis. So you have to correct that. Otherwise he's gonna get mad with you, okay?
I will do that immediately.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Let me say good afternoon, Judy Cornelius Webb. The only lady on Nevis with her own estate, Judy Cornelius Webb Estate. I can't take blows. I'm too old to take blows, so I don't want that. All right. Okay. Let me inform you, those persons who missed the interview I did with Marcia Weeks out of Barbados, they'll be rebroadcast tomorrow, Sunday, starting at 4 p.m. All right. So if you missed it or you simply want to catch up to it again, tune in tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock, right here on 2020 Vision Radio for a rebroadcast of that program.
You have a link for it?
2020 Vision.
20 Vision?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just tune in, you can be broadcast right here.
Okay.
All right?
Time again?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock tomorrow. All right? A few other persons just clocked on, so as courtesy, we'd like to say good afternoon to all those who clock on. I see my good buddy Chevy is on board. Tamaki is on board. Bijan Hulk Hanley is on board. So is Paulette S. Hanley, and Hoodlove Tyson. Oh man, this guy from Brownhill. You know Hoodlove, right?
Hoodlove?
Yeah. He's a Tyson from Brownhill. He's always on Facebook with this wonderful queen, you know. Very, very bright and...
Give me another name.
That's his name.
Hoodlove?
Hoodlove.
It's a unique name, very unique.
You can't get confused.
Yeah, that's a very, very unique.
Yeah, I like to, when you see people like that, young people getting interactive, you always want to encourage them and keep on going, you know.
That's true.
So Frankie Lawrence is also with us, and the man Piper Barry up there in New York is with us. Joseph Niles is with us. All right, so let's go. It's been 60 days, my friend, 60 days since the Honorable Janice Daniel Hodge wrote a letter to the Attorney General asking him to address the questions of constitutionality of the SSD. And he has yet to respond. Except to acknowledge the receipt of the letter, he has not chosen to respond, not to put pen to paper and say, these are the areas we believe we are on solid ground. Janice Hodge is the leader of the oldest party on Nevis, the largest party on Nevis, a member of parliament, the leader of the Nevis Reformation Party, and the Attorney General feels he is under no obligation as a public servant receiving public salary to address her with her issues. We're going to keep counting, Mr. Garth Wilkin, because one day your arrogance is going to be your downfall. You're heading in that path, because you're not only hurting people on Nevis, you're also disillusioning a lot of people on St. Kitts. So keep it up.
This is the second time he would have done that to us. We wrote to him in 2022 in relation to the fiasco that took place in the December 12th election. And we wrote to him before that election. And up to this moment, he has not responded.
Oh, yep.
And so this is not a one-off. This seems to be something that is premeditated, that he's going to show scant disregard to the NRP party and the leadership of the party.
Yeah, that's total disrespect. Total disrespect. Anyway, 60 days gone, no response. 2 months. Now, those of you who have been tuned in and locked in to the issues with Destiny, there's an ad you can go on, an app, called the Meta Ad app, or Meta Ad calculator, and it will tell you how many ads have been run by Destiny in Nevis for the last 90 days. And I'm surprised, I'm sure you're not shocked by the number, because it's been non-stop deluge of ads claiming to offer jobs with no names, business opportunities without description, trying to get under the skin of Nevisians to make them feel that this is something that they should be doing, applying for jobs that don't exist and applying to fill positions or get business or chances that they has no description for. Non-stop, 24/7. So for the last 90 days, they have run over 5,000 ads. You understand what I'm telling you?
I don't expect anything different.
Okay.
Any person or entity that is closely linked to Premier Mark Brantley, that's where they're going to go. I'll pause right there.
Yeah.
Any person or entity that is closely linked to Mark Brantley, that is where they're going to go. Everything about them will be dishonest.
Okay. No. I read a letter this morning. Somebody sent me a letter penned by the president of the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society, Miss Byron. And it was addressed to the Premier, an open letter, which I found very fascinating, that is an open letter to begin with. But in that letter, she laid out what you call an erudite case why the Premier needs to step back from the SSZ situation. Erudite. I mean, blow by blow by blow by blow. If you haven't had a chance to read it, quite lengthy, 2-page letter, itemizing everything that should have been done that was not done. And the fact that we are in a state now of almost secrecy, almost like we are in the Kremlin, where information is blacked out, only dribbled out when they feel pressed to release information. And so the president of the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society, NHCS, felt an obligation. As a matter of fact, in a conversation I had a week ago with a friend of mine, I actually questioned, because he was once a member of NHCS, why is it NHCS has not taken a position on this matter of the SSZ? And I was assured something is going to come. So, knowing of his sincerity, I said, okay, I'll wait. Because as far as I know, the Premier has yet to have a meeting with NHCS. I don't know of any meeting with them. As a matter of fact, the letter this morning disclosed that they're open to a meeting with the Premier on the grounds of the Hamilton Museum, which is the home base for NHCS. So the directors and all other invited persons can have a forum, as has been afforded to others by the Premier. He has met with the Chamber of Industry and Commerce. He has met with the Hotel Association. He has met with the faith organizations. He had a meeting yesterday with the police, the command. He's supposed to have a meeting with the 6 farmers on Tuesday next week, and he's having the town hall, general population town hall, on Monday.
But that is totally disrespectful, Dr. Daly, to
and the truckers,
and the owners of who going to be affected, the owners of lands who going to be affected.
No, those don't count.
He kicked them away. He has absolutely no respect.
Those don't count. So all the 200 people that he says own lands, from Long Point all the way to Indian Castle, no consultation with them. He's having a meeting with truckers. I shouldn't say the truckers, the heavy equipment operators, Monday morning at 9 o'clock at Four Seasons. And that's all about trying to get them to believe that there's work to come and they're going to make millions. So sign on to the project. Make sure you register with the website. Yeah. Okay. So the NHCS letter is very timely because they're having their convention tomorrow, CCM, and the general town hall is on Monday. So it came at the opportune time for persons to look at that letter and use sections of it to question the direction at which this SSC is taking us. Tomorrow at 6:30, the youth arm, the NAP youth arm, is organizing a hike through the area, starting at 6:30, right there at Long Point parking lot, and moving southeast. They're going to visit the newly discovered hot spring and other artifacts in the area, historical sites. So if you're interested in going along 6:30 tomorrow, Sunday, get there and be a part of this exercise. Now, there are persons, of course, in our society, supporters of the CCM, who I have promised not to waste any more oxygen on, and I deliberately I am not going to do that. And they're referring to our people. They're referring to our people taking an interest in the historical context of Nevis and calling them Christopher Columbus. All of a sudden, you got Christopher Columbus all over the place. This is a kind of condescension. This is a kind of abject ignorance that we are faced with in this country. No objectivity. Don't say, well, you guys, I wish you guys well on your tours. I wish you find gold so we can all be rich. Oh, now you got Christopher Columbus all over and they're laughing. These are Nevisians who have, they just are beyond saving.
Anybody, again, who is closely aligned to Premier Mark Brantley, don't expect anything better. And that is what he loves. He has already corrupted their minds. He has already brainwashed them. And he lay down at night, or he sit around at his dinner table, and what give him the greatest pleasure is not the comfort of his bed, if he has any, or the savoriness of the food that he's eating. His greatest pleasure is knowing that I have fooled so many people that they are willing to follow me blindly.
It's a cult.
That's what it is. You see, we are thinking that we are dealing with a normal individual. Brantley is not a normal individual. Brantley is a man who is vain in his imagination. Brantley is a man who, he's just bad.
The question was asked, what time tomorrow? It's a.m., 6 a.m., sorry for that. It could have been 6 p.m. too. By 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. All right? Sorry about that. All right, moving on. Now, I listened to a recording of the meeting, or part of the meeting the Premier had with the Hotel Association. And I've come to the considered opinion that we have a dichotomy here in Nevis regarding the SSC. We have a dichotomy here regarding the SSD, and it's a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. All right? You got persons who are looking at the SSD as a business opportunity or business opportunities that it presents. Based on the line of questions and answers and the conversation during that meeting with the chamber, it appears to me that they are members of the Hotel Association and members of the chamber who are looking at this purely along the lines of dollars and cents, purely along the lines of money. They see nothing else. Based on the answers and the questions and the queries that came out of that meeting, it appears to me that persons are willing, having heard all of the evidence, all of the concerns, are focused only on what they can make for themselves and their companies. Nothing else. Why do you keep messing with that thing every time you come in here?
Leave him there to destroy.
All right, so you got persons who are looking for money, and the rest of us are looking for self-determination. We are looking to make sure we do not get lost in our history, that we maintain our culture and identity, that we have land for our that our forefathers left for us, that we can leave for our grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Worth more than gold, worth more than money. Because when it's gone, it's gone.
What is Mark and Sharon in there for?
We're not in there for money.
Okay.
So are you equating that to what these people are saying?
I am saying there are those who will be in there and are following, supporting this solely for the money. The rest of us, the rest of Nevis, doesn't matter. As long as I benefit, it doesn't matter who loses. This is what you call a gambling game for them.
So there's no moral to the story.
No.
It's just money.
Just money.
It means to us, it means for us, those of us who are like-minded, don't look to the chamber for no help. Don't look to the Nevis Hotel Association for the help. They will not. Their ideology is dollars and cents. There might be one or two few inside there. But you realize the first meeting the premier had was with the chamber. He knows his audience. He knows he's going to get some kind of buy-in. Based on the questions asked, he was right.
Well, you think he hasn't gone to the landowners?
Well, he knows why he hasn't gone.
For the reason he's not going to hear what he wants to hear.
Right. So, gentle people, our fight is our fight. We are not going to get buy-in from a lot of people because of their own personal interest or self-interest. Nevis be damned. It's only a way to make money. All right? So, I'm just saying all of that to say, focus on our argument of self-determination, focus on the idea that this is our fight, not anybody else's fight. Let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. That's point you made just a while ago. Exactly what I've been thinking all along. The premier meets with the chamber, the church, we think you can lead them where you want to go. It's a shame. The premier wants us to look at that project as Nevis becoming in Dubai. When that blew up in his face, it changed to 4 seasons. That project has nothing to do with 4 seasons. 4 seasons doesn't have any exclusive area. You need to go into 4 seasons, you could go. That place will be cordoned off. Their own community. If you look at he wants you to look at whatever he wants you to look at. But if you look at the Europe situation with Prospera, I would like for people to go and look at that with an open mind and tell me if that's what you want for Nevis. I looked at that thing this morning.
Devastating.
A lot of things come to my mind. The people there on the ground are saying that they have taken over Honduras. Here, the Nevis legislation put in place is exactly that. The Finland tells you that they could set up a zone anywhere in Nevis. They could buy land anywhere in Nevis. You can't go into their zone and buy land. Once they got the land, you can't get in there to buy land. How does this count? How come they come in here and get privileges that we can't get?
Good question.
And all sorts of nonsense that this man is willing to give up. The fact is that these governments have run St. Kitts and Nevis broke. Nothing else gets over their head. And they will do anything to get out of it. Look at it this way. The people of Nevis have voted for Mark Brantley in the system to run Nevis, and Mark Brantley is headlong giving it to somebody else to run. If you can't run it, get out of the way.
Exactly right.
Don't sell out Nevis.
Exactly right.
That is what this is. Cold and hard. Do not sell out Nevis. I want Nevisians to pay attention.
Thank you, caller.
Pay attention. Do not be blind like those who. Some of them have it. So then I mind if somebody has got the average Nevisian, this product is meant to keep them where they are, not to elevate them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. I think the caller is basically saying, listen, there's a short-term gain. There will be a short-term gain.
Long-term pain.
Long-term pain. Short-term gain, you get some work, and then long-term gain, you have no country. Let's go back to the lights. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We're listening in public. Good afternoon to you in the studio.
Good afternoon.
Well, the caller have said it all, and we know it. We know who he is. And I come again this afternoon with the same tune. This thing has nothing to do with CCM and NRP. This has to do with the sovereignty of this country. This has to do with the generation behind us. Our ancestors have sacrificed for us to be here. We don't go make sacrifice to you. Some of us has to make the sacrifice. Just like how the ancestors had made sacrifice for us to be here. If we don't make no sacrifice, that generation wouldn't be here. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for that. We got another call coming in. Let's go to the phone lines again. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon, Mr. Daly.
Good afternoon.
The rest of your accommodation hosts. This is the voice of Winston Welcome.
Okay.
I own my voice. I own my perspective, and I am not going to change it. Mr. Daly and all those who are listening, especially the Nivijans, home and abroad, knowing what we are facing. We, because I'm a Nivijan. I am from Gingerland. I am a Kitishan. I am from Molyneux. And I'm living in New York, the diaspora. The fighting force that lies in me is elephants and lions. And for what is going on with those elected kleptocrats and treasonous force that raise hell against us, it will not be ignored. Let me reiterate statements that I've made back then. Mark Brantley and those who are associated with him, they are treasonous. Treasonous to the core. And the penalty for treason is that if no one gonna take this stance, I am willing to, because you are selling me out, you are selling my people out, and you have disrespect our forefathers for what they have fought for. They were beaten, they were deprived, they have sweat forcefully. This is a civil war. It is war of the words right now. But I will see blood if this matter goes through. I will see blood.
Let us hope that it doesn't get to that.
I pray that it won't get to that. But I said if this situation continue and come to fruition under these treasonous force that we are up against, yes, there will be blood. I don't mind leading a charge. I will be a general by my own reconnaissance. I mean it.
Right. I heard you loud and clear, my brother.
Let no one take me for granted, because America doesn't belong to me. When America tell me to get my backside out of their country, I need to go where my birthright is. And no one can deprive me of that. And I stand for that, and I'm not going to change that.
Right.
If I have to fight against forces within who are selling us out, trying to sell us out, and I'm going to use the word Judas. We know who Judas was, even though it was for a cause why he betrayed Jesus, according to the story. Okay? We won't have that. So, like I said, blood will run on Nevis. I am not calling any name, but to those who know who they are, be warned, my friends.
All right. Thank you,
But to
caller.
the Nivision people, please don't let this happen.
All right.
Because you are up against, if this is true, how much billions of dollars for the next government? Well, if I lead charge of the next government, I put my life on the line.
All right.
Because I don't fear death.
Thank you very
and
much,
I
sir.
will be holy in what I'm doing.
Thank you, sir. Let's go back to the phone lines. Oh, shucks, I lost one. I lost two. All right, lest we be accused of promoting violence on this program here, let us know that this is a personal view of somebody else. We are not espousing any violence against anybody. And so let us keep it like that. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Good afternoon, you on target.
Dr. Daly.
Good afternoon.
Elsley and my brother too.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you guys?
They're doing good.
Dr. Daly, I needed to explain something for me. Because the Premier has had several meetings with several organizations and is still going to have meetings with others. So who does the land belong to?
And I know,
packaged and presented.
I know where you're going, and it's beyond me why he hasn't met with the landowners who they're trying to take the land from.
So then, I'm asking a question. What is he selling or offering? Because the people, including me, have not met with him, heard him, or given him any permission to sell or give away our property. So what is he doing?
I have no clue.
Because this looks like fooling the people that he's offering it to. So when they come around to him now to get the package, it's like all of us decide, you're not getting my land. I think most of us have decided that. And those who have sold, well, I don't know what's going to happen, but maybe too bad. You know, what is he going to give them?
I don't know. Empty promises, I suppose.
And that's what we need to think about, because something sounds crazy. Okay, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you much. Back to the call. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
We see the man do all kind of things that he's not supposed to do. We see that. So what we do as a people, just watch him do all these things. I'm going to say again, Nevis people, CCM supporters, NRP supporters, this will affect us. This will affect our children and grandchildren. So we just sit down and just watch this unfold. A time for us to get up and ask the man to leave. I've been saying it week after week. Let me make him go along. That's not hard to do. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let me go back to one the caller who spoke about the situation in Honduras. I think it's important for us to go back there, because when that matter was first presented to Premier Brantley, he would have said to his listeners and the people of Nevis, he don't want to hear anything about Honduras. Tell him about Jamaica and I think it's Bahamas and other places. He was calculated in that because he knew that the issue that takes place in Honduras is very, very damning. He knows the effects of what is taking place there. He is abreast of this. And so he do not want us to look at his SSC in the same light of what it is like in Honduras. And so he has already poisoned some of the minds of the people for not focusing upon Honduras as an example. He's not even now talking about Jamaica and other places. He's a focus on Four Seasons. This has absolutely nothing to do with that. And so it's important for people to understand. Think for yourself. Research for yourself. Learn for yourself. and apply things for yourself and not allow Mark Brantley to lead you and tell you what you can think about, what you can say, or what you should not say. Open up your eyes. We went to school, and they taught us in school. Dr. Dale is a teacher and he's a teacher. They taught us in school with there for us to be able to think for ourselves. How come we allow Mark Brantley to tell us what to think, what to listen to, or what we should not listen to?
All right. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm glad Mr. Weeks went back to that. I make the point again. That development that they're proposing in the South is nothing to do with Four Seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody made any special law to accommodate Four Seasons. Four Seasons it came here and they under the current law. They're in among us.
True.
So it's giving this development just called full carte blanche to govern them own self out there.
Mm-hmm.
I say again, we voted for Mark Brantley and the CCM to run Nevis, and he found himself in a deep hole, can't run Nevis. So he is selling it out to somebody else who he think could run it.
That's a very good analogy.
He's sticking out the hand.
Yeah, he can't manage, and so you get somebody else to manage. You got a point there, caller. Thank you very much.
And there is no limit to how much an Nevis he gonna give, because he said a zone could be opened anywhere.
Anywhere.
After he done say he not got no land in the zone.
Yeah. And the funny thing, caller. The funny thing is, he has said that they can open anywhere, and they've put it into the law that the zone can be expanded at will. All right, so there's no limit. And if you know the mindset of these libertarians, they ain't gonna stop where they start. They are gonna want the whole of Nevis.
This is a complete sellout of Nevis.
Complete.
A complete sellout of Nevis.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Himself.
Thank you, caller. Good afternoon, Hensley.
Good afternoon.
Pull your mic down a little bit, please.
Good afternoon, and as usual, this is the forum for education. Just very quickly, I was at class, so about the celebrations. My brother Theodore's birthday is today, so he's celebrating today too. So about the greetings to him. Daily, there are a few things I want to put on the table in relation to the agreement. The $1 million issue is the agreement. Nobody has seen it. Nobody knows what it is about. But just for us to raise a few concerns about it. What if the project fails? And what does failure look like? And who determines the parameters of the default? And critically, where will the litigation be done? And in looking at the investors, there's a group called OPIC, the Overseas Private Investment Corporation. Companies are registered with them, and their job is to safeguard foreign investment. So if anything happens to an investor who is signed up with OPIC, OPIC then takes the case, and OPIC decides where the arbitration is going to be. And of course, the other question is, who determines the panel? Well, obviously, court and law and arbitration equal money. So whoever has the most money will determine the arbitration panel. But critically, what are the terms, and what will they mean for Nevis, and how are we on the hook for if the project fails? So if the project fails, I hear this talk about we get $75 million. And if we decide, look, this project is foolishness, just like the caller just before was talking, $22 or $23 billion. So we have to get some more details from him as to where will arbitration take place, who will comprise the panel, and what are the parameters of default. So is default means supposed to be...
Those are the questions you can say for tomorrow.
I'm putting them out for people tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. All right. All right, you're moving on.
Like a big stone.
Good afternoon, you're on target.
Right, Tulu?
Yeah, good afternoon again. So let me ask this. We weren't going to make, Nevis people weren't going to make deal on some project at the end. We weren't going to make deal. So if project fail, we go pay. Let me say this, to us as a people, that if the project fail, it will fail. Because we don't want it. So it's going to fail. And when it fails, then there's a man there, and the real estate agent can pay. Good afternoon.
All right. We are now learning, or have learned, that the SSZ investors will be the ones who are now investing in geothermal on St. Kitts and Nevis to make it happen. All right? And I will remind you of the act, which prescribes the fact that the developers are supposed to be the ones who are providing energy to the zone, up to 70% renewable energy. All right? Since that matter was put in the legislation in a rather slimy way because it was not made mandatory, they're going to aim to, which is language for it may or may not happen. They're not obligated to do it. They're not required by statute to provide any energy. The law is so vague on that and so obtuse. It's a big loophole you can drive a truck through. That you cannot hold them to that. And the government is aware of that. So the whole idea of sustainability, the whole marketing plan for sustainability means that once you're in the zone, you provide your own power, your own water, your own healthcare, your own customs, your own immigration, your own laws, your own enforcement. It means all of that. But here now they're saying, you know what? Let us talk about the energy part of it. The NIA, as the caller previous said, they have mishandled the economy of Nevis. They have no money to facilitate the geothermal project. Neither the federal government nor the NIA seems interested in putting out the money. They've been searching worldwide for money. They have raised $100 million for so long now. The Saudi Fund and CDB, together 100 million EC dollars, which they say will be going towards drilling the production wells. Since then, since last year, when the disclosure was made, we have not seen any movement on geothermal. We are being told that the bidding process had to be reopened, that they are studying some bids and they're shortlisting and all kind of things. In the meantime, nothing has happened. So in the meantime, you have these people coming in now, and the premier is now saying, you know what? Let us have some conversation about funding geothermal. Here's the danger, my friends. Here's the danger. We are already in a situation with St. Kitts through a cabinet submission, which gives the federal government authority over geothermal on Nevis. Mm-hmm. Now we are now going to have conversations with the developers of the SSZ.
So you have two.
So it means, therefore, that the SKNLP government on St. Kitts and the NIA have been collaborating or having conversations with the SSZ developers regarding funding for the geothermal. So both of them, both governments, are willfully trying to move geothermal away from Nevis into the hands of these SSZ developers. So who's going to own it? It means, therefore, that rather than we selling power, we will be buying power from them. Let me give you some numbers. The base load for Nevis, in terms of power consumption on a daily basis, the base load, the bottom load, 9 to 10 kilowatt hours, peaking to about 16. When the days get hot, you got ACs running, blah, blah, blah. Base load is 9 to 10 kilowatt hours. The base load for Sinkits is between 16 and 24 kilowatt hours. Megawatt hours, sorry, not kilowatt hours. Megawatt hours, 16 to 24. Given the size of Destiny, taking out any energy for crypto mining and all that stuff, just basic living, similar size as Nevis in terms of population, you're looking at about the same thing, between 10 to 16 megawatts. That's a total of between 35 and 50 megawatts. The plant that is proposed for Nevis is 30 megawatts. The plant that's supposed to produce geothermal energy in Nevis is rated for 30 megawatts, sorry. 30 megawatts is lower than the lowest base load for the islands of the island of St. Kitts and Nevis and Destiny. So he asks a question: if we are producing 30 megawatts of power, and the Destiny people are going to take off their share, 10 to 16 megawatts, and St. Kitts say, you know what, we want our share too, and they take off their share, guess what? There's none left for Nevis.
We're stuck with fossil fuel.
We're stuck with fossil fuel. Mm-hmm. We are back to square one.
Or we get a larger plant.
We ain't getting a larger plant. Larger plant costs larger money. Okay. All right? So we have to be understanding this. This is bigger, has more consequences than you think. All these years we've been agitating for geothermal power, and here we are making a deal with the developers to take it over, and we now buy power from them because that's the only real arrangement that could happen. Let's go to the call. Good afternoon, on target.
Good afternoon again, Mr. Daly. On the heels of all that you just explained, here is what has been going through my mind. And I've been discussing it with my friends. And all they do is laughing at me, but I'm willing to say it with you. You know, the government, NRP and CCM, try to convince us geothermal is the thing that could take over and a game changer and transition this entire federation. They tell us that we have enough geothermal energy on the river to supply the rest of the Caribbean. Past Puerto Rico, they try to make it look like, you know, this thing is so workable, so feasible, and all we got to do is get it done. The only problem I see with that is that they cannot sell it to any lending institution. They think it's stupid. They sell it to us. They're trying to sell it to us, but they can't sell it to no lending institution. So here they go again, sticking out their hand to false prophets who come in here and say they got money. I haven't seen any evidence of money yet. But they fool the government.
Well, they told the government what the government wanted to hear.
And then the government turn on and try to tell us what they think we want to hear, as if we're stupid. We don't have money to think about it.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I heard that there is a
hold on, another call coming in. Good afternoon, on target. Hello, good afternoon, on target. Yes.
Yes, porgy and butterfish.
Excuse me?
Porgy and butterfish.
What's that?
A fish.
This is 2020 Vision Radio.
Yes, you're calling about the fish, right?
No. I didn't call anybody for fish.
No,
I think you have the wrong number.
Sorry.
All right.
So
I was saying
just before you go, Hensley,
Porgy or butterfish.
I'm hearing that there is a third component in relation to this geothermal saga that we're having. I am hearing that St. Kitts is planning to pursue geothermal for themselves on St. Kitts. So if St. Kitts is planning to pursue geothermal, which means their hands will be off of the geothermal in Nevis. The Premier is looking for somebody to do the geothermal. So he's willing to put it in the hands of the developers.
But he ain't got the money.
He don't have any.
Let's go to the call. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Yes, good afternoon to you fellas today, man.
Good afternoon.
Yes, straightforward.
Yeah,
with all the money came into. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, we were listening. You had a pause there.
Okay. With all the money came into St. Kitts with that CBI program, the politicians of the day, they mismanaged all that money. And the debt on both islands keep climbing. They surely disappointed the people. Now it's another gimmick, it's another scheme coming up. Money from the CBI did not trickle down to the working class. Now we are proposing for an enclave to come on Nevis. And so far, I'm hearing and seeing 2 persons, which is a husband and a wife, 1 unit is where all of this money is going to be channeled to. If this project was so important for Nevis, why aren't the other realtor companies involved? And when it's time for all those 10,000 citizens to get that citizenship from St. Kitts and Nevis, those fees and those paperwork going to run through one law firm, one person is going to make all those money from those fees. No one can convince me that there is no conflict of interest there. And we need a national push for protests in the street. All the people over in St. Kitts who appears like they're distancing themselves from this issue in Nevis, they got to realize this is a federal law. The SSC law is a federal law. It's going to affect both islands. We need the unity. We need the national unity to make a statement to these politicians. And we need the support from the St. Kitts end. Because when St. Kitts' turn comes up next, they're definitely going to need the support from the Nevis end. I'm asking the people of St. Kitts and Nevis to stand together and unite and hit the streets in protest and stop that Destiny project from coming to Nevis. And I'll keep it there. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Hensley.
You were saying earlier about the legislation, and when I've read it, and I think Charles Wilkin pointed out that the legislation is loose in many respects and silent in some. And that is exactly what you do when you indirectly are going to give direct control to Destiny.
But it tells you also that this was not written for us.
No, it was written for Destiny.
True. Okay.
And so it is deliberately silent on the critical issues, and it is intended to hoodwink and to ram down our throats in Nevis because we are supposed to be like black slaves.
Let's go to the call. Good afternoon, on target.
Yes, Kel, good afternoon again.
Good afternoon.
Let me ask you something. Can the opposition get access to NTV?
Of course.
Sure.
You can ask. You don't mean you can get it.
Well, I don't know, and I'm sure Hensley would recall when Mark liked to boast about it, this thing where they said they give us the null and void election. One of the clauses in that case was Mark Brantley saying that he was denied access to NTV, which was a lie because he came on a show here in the Virgin Islands, and the host asked him if he ever asked and if he was ever denied by Mr. Parry. No. And he said no. Strangely, he took the same matter to court, and he won. And that was a blatant lie.
I know that.
And so we need to start to do everything that is possible. And I don't know if it's going to be Carla the chairman or Janice the leader, but we need to ask to have access to NTV.
Right.
And one of the things that I would like to see go on is the same Honduras thing.
Okay.
So that it can reach every house in Nevis.
All right.
We have to ask for NTV because I'm sure it's owned or paid for by the taxpayers.
Well, you see, it's funded by taxpayers, Carla.
Funded, exactly.
But but they control the content that goes on. So there's no harm in asking. But whether they will accede to that request to rebroadcast the tapes on Honduras on any other material, that's another matter.
I would love to see how it played out because it's in the deposition.
Yeah, I understand.
That case,
I understand.
and we need to ask.
Okay.
Let's see what he would do because that's exactly what he did, and there was a good judge on his side that gave him, that win. So we need to start to get at everything that we can to deal with this government.
Very much, very well
because
said.
this is not. I looked at that video this morning, and
it's painful.
It's
painful.
scary.
It's painful.
It's vexing.
All right.
So many different emotions in that video. We got to start to act.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Hi, good afternoon again. All right. Here is where we are at in Nevis.
A lot of wind in your phone. You could find, okay, that's better now.
Yeah. Here's where we are at in Nevis. This legislation was rushed into Parliament. I know that. And then the question is asked, where's the secrecy? Now, well, he could tell you, well, Parliament is a public place and all that, but when it's in there, they pass it. Then, without any further notice, they gazette it. And that is all behind our backs. That is what they're hoping. Now that they put that in place, that legally put this to be not only a destiny, but a discoverer. They're now trying to dangle the carrot in front of us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
With the carrot.
Yeah, all the incentives about 10% this and 20% that and all this nonsense. But
Nonsense.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
Hmm. So where was this in the original conversation? We call her, where was this? Where were these incentives in the original conversation? The conversation there was nowhere to be found.
Exactly. There are no perimeters to make sure that these things happen.
Mm. All right.
You could promise a man a pie in the sky.
Mm.
And if you have no way to see that you get it,
true.
You'll be on the ground watching it.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. All right. Go ahead, Hensley.
Kel, also, and we've had to deal with developers. One of the first things we do, you get to find out what's their history like.
Mm.
Where
they come from.
Where they come
what
from.
Up to.
What they up to. Yeah. And what have they done before.
Mm.
I remember during with Culturama, Premier Daniel, when we took over Culturama in 1990, a group came, and they came to see me, and then I was the chairman, I was the executive director. I went to see Mr. Daniel. And Mr. Daniel said, Mr. Daniel, one of the things you always do, check out who. If they didn't bring their resume with them,
put it aside.
Put it aside.
You're on the phone again.
Put it aside.
Good afternoon, caller. You're on
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. I would like to know that the concerned citizen movement, they are there for years, and what they have done to enhance and develop Nevis. Because of the prior election, they want to come and run around Nevis. I talk about the South. I call upon the Christian Council and the Evangelist Association and the Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Dr. Daly, I need some answers, not from you, not from your men who in your studio with you. I want to get some answers from the government. However, I would like to know if these people will work for 6 to 8 months without compensation, the voluntary service. I know that none of them will have done that. None of them. Prime Minister, not the Premier, not his cabinet, Labour Party, and none of them. I would like to know what is happening to Nevis. And the Nevisian public should come out and speak out. Stand up for their rights.
All right.
Wrong can be wrong and right can be right. You got to stand up.
All right.
Dr. Daly, I will call back.
Thank you.
Thank you. May God be praised. You know who I'm speaking, you know?
Oh, yes.
May God be praised. Thank you.
Yeah, so
people keep speaking about the legislation is good and nothing is wrong with the legislation. We get that from the Attorney General. The advisor to the Prime Minister is making the rounds declaring that. Now, somebody asked the Attorney General, why do you put may in the Constitution when you're taking the people must do things, and you put may inside there rather than shall? The point we're making for a while, Dr. Daly. And his response was to give flexibility.
To who?
But the flexibility is to the developers.
Exactly.
Because when we hear we look at the argument here, where we started with 500 acres of lands, and then that debated in the parliament, I did not hear anybody said that it was refuted in the parliament. And so that is what was presented to us from parliament. Then we hear the premier is saying that 500 is no longer the benchmark. You could have 1 acre or 10 acres, and you set up zones all over the country. And so we have here, because they have the flexibility inside there, they are changing the goalposts, and as we go along, they are changing and changing. The Attorney General knows these changes were going to take place. The Premier knew that they were going to take place. The Prime Minister knew they were going to take place. But they said to us, Nevigians, sit down, say nothing, wait until things happen, then we begin to complain. This legislation is filled with open doors to give the Premier of Nevis, his cabinet, and his wife a leeway to change the goalposts as they go along, as the developers ask. The Premier, think of this. No, the developers are the ones who are asking for these.
The Attorney General is correct in that it gives flexibility, but it gives the flexibility not to the people of Nevis and St. Kitts. It gives the flexibility to the developers, because they're the ones who sent the legislation for us. They're the ones who crafted it, and they're the ones who know that we need a loophole, and where they don't. You know, there is no loophole when it comes to penalties here. There's no loophole to that.
But the penalties are firm.
That's firm. You know, but there are loopholes when it comes to providing your own water and power and whatever else. It's all contrived. And for the AG to say he's a learned attorney, that he knows that this thing is a good piece of legislation, is garbage. I don't think he knows it. You know, every time there's a question, he got to refer to it. If you crafted it, you'll know it. I didn't craft it, but I can tell you basically everything about this law. All right? Let's move on, because timing is against us. We got quite a bit to go, and we have not even begun to touch the surface yet. All right? Now, you would have heard more times than we care to remember that the population for Destiny is about 10,000 people, starting out. And I remind persons who are listening and who might not be cognizant of the population of Nevis, we're about 13,200. Just so easy math, 13,000. All right? So immediately almost 80% of your population is against you because they won't be voting with you. They'll be trying to control you. You understand? So here we have a situation, gentlemen, and the audience, where the Premier has made note of the fact that 10,000 people, Nevis needs people. That is his argument now. Nevis needs people. And so he is prepared, and his cabinet is prepared, all of them are prepared to accept 10,000 settlers, most of them from Europe, parked 1 mile from downtown Charlestown with their own city, their own borders, their own police, their own port. And we must accept this. It means that in less than my lifetime, Nevis will be, as we know it, a minority country. We will be the minorities. How, in God's name,
dangerous at best,
can any leader of the 21st century say to us,
black people,
given our historical perspective, given our what happened,
history,
how we evolved into this place, and in my lifetime, nothing like this could ever be imagined. And his argument is, well, we do go to their countries. We go to Europe, we go to America, we go to Canada. So it's all equal. It's all equal, it's all fair. Because we migrate to them, they're migrating to us. There are, how many Caribbean people living in America? More than the US population? How much Caribbean people live in the entirety of America? America has 330 million people, or thereabouts. The population of black Americans is about 12% of America. All right? And you see how they are treated in their own country. You see how they are treated, being born and bred for centuries in America.
And only got to vote in 1965.
And we want
to vote.
This government here is telling us, man, don't mind that history. We are telling you this is a good deal.
This is offensive.
This you can have 10,000 people coming here and going to buy stuff and spend money in the economy and do this and do that. We are all gonna be happy.
Well, something is left out.
But you have 12% of the US population which is black. And the level of discrimination, direct and indirect, systemic and non-systemic.
And in Britain.
Right? And we are inviting our people now on Nevis to be minorities in a land that we have controlled.
In a majority country. In a majority black country.
But
it is crazy.
The Premier, again, is pointing out to the people of Nevis that he believes that we are stupid.
Yeah.
All of the country that he talk about that we go, do we have any special privilege handed out to us when we go to those places?
Yeah.
There's none. But he is bringing people with special privileges.
Special privileges,
it's a
discrimination.
Let's go to the phone
discrimination we have for us.
Good afternoon, you're on target.
Yes, good afternoon once again. Second call. Political activist, self-made political activist, Winston, welcome. I would like to send out a SOS to all Nivigans, national, for what is going on now. When election come around, in spite of your lifestyle here or elsewhere throughout the world, find yourself home. As national, making one harmonious decision, what I stand for, daily stand for, and all others, for this matter not to happen. It's not in a concrete situation right now. It is potential. But first of all, we have to have a rule of engagement. Cut the head off. The person who is the head of this, we got to cut that head off. I'm not speaking violent. I'm not speaking any kind of harm in any physical way. Politically, that is the rod and the staff we have to use. Cut this political leader head off politically. Because, mind you, if this happened to go through, Nivigans has no place, not even in space. You will be left for dead, die, without what your forefathers fought for, and you should be benefiting from. Why now? We have traitors among us for the love of money, and we cannot let that. Sometimes we have to ignore money and live our life in peace and tranquility, because sometimes you have money and you cannot enjoy not even a fraction. Do not betray your country for money.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you for hearing me.
All right, brother.
This must go down as a most insidious and out of order attempt to marginalize a majority black population in the Caribbean. I mean, this is beyond the pale. You are saying to us in Nevis, 13,000 black people must go and be subjugated by these people. You know what someone said to me yesterday? Boy, they don't have their political power will come through their money. He said somebody told him that one of them going to run for election and be the premier and so on. And the fellow says, look, no, you already control all them they need to do is control who is in the seat of power. And that would be okay. So they don't have to be kings, they would be kingmakers. And I am saying this is cause for people in Nevis to come on board and to voice their opinion, because it speaks to marginalizing the entire population of the country.
Let's go to the calls. Good afternoon, you're on target.
I would like to know when the Sinkers Nevis politician would work for 6 to 8 months without voluntary service a month. I would like to know, Dr. Daly, please tell me.
I don't know.
I want to know when the Prime Minister, the Premier, and
caller, what is your point with that?
Okay, the point there. When they was campaigning, they said, give me a chance to solve. Give me a chance to solve. What is it solve? They didn't tell me that they're going to look for a salary, you know? They didn't tell us that they're going to look for a salary. No. When they get in there, they start to do whatever they like and do as they like. The Prime Minister and the Premier and his cabinet in Sinkis is to work for 6 to 8 months without salary.
All right.
Voluntary work. I would like to know.
I heard you. All right, thank you. I heard you. Thank you. All right.
Because you say you love the people.
All right.
And you know what I mean? That's the thing. I need to know.
All right.
Somebody have to come and say, by other work for the only one. I'm going to be counted. The only two. Michael Powell, the other Michael Powell, he work already and he said, cut half of his salary. But the rest of them, Kennedy Simmons would have done that. Simon Daniel would have done that. But the rest of them, I could tell you. I could tell you from Nevis too. You were Swanston, Simon Daniel,
Mr. James.
I would like to know.
James.
Anyone else, go come and tell me why I'm going to do it for 8 months without a salary.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
May God be praised. May God be praised. Thank you.
Oh.
Kel, I just want to say something to point something to you. You lived in the United States as a minority black person. You are in a position to at least say to the people in Nevis, this is serious business. Being a minority in the United States, among that 12-13% black people, it is not easy. Upward mobility is nearly impossible. And so when you hear people talking about bringing people in, 10,000, and remember, Kel, that there was only the first, suppose each of them has 4 children, each family is 4.
The question was asked of Brantley at the chamber meeting about that very scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, if the children are born here, they're division, they have a right to be a division. You must understand, I want people to understand this fully.
But they cannot be divisions.
They are born here, they're divisions by birth.
But if you're giving them
once you're born
country by themselves, they're a separate country from Nevis.
They're not a country. They're not a country. They would not be a country. Let us get that straight. They're an autonomous zone. They're not a country.
They're not a country.
Okay.
All right? The idea is that these people have been searching for a long time for a location where they feel they can control. And they have picked Nevis. Out of all the islands in the Caribbean and all the places in the world, they have picked Nevis for a specific reason.
You see an Oreo cookie.
All right? Once they get their hands on that zone,
the control.
They
smoke with pipe. Yeah.
They are going to come in here, bang on, because the legislation protects them and affords them that right to do it. Let's move on.
Before you go, as we're speaking about these people, again, we need to be informed. We need to remind people. In the United States, those libertarians who are in Congress, they have made it their duty to marginalize black people. Every book that was written by black people out of school, everything that spoke about slavery, that's supposed to be taught in school. And so it is the same mindset these people are coming down here with, these libertarian people. Black people should be marginalized and we are supposed to be slaves.
Let me say this. I think, and people need to understand, libertarian is a kind of misnomer, eh? Because you associate libertarians with liberty. There are people with that.
Not liberty.
It is completely
racist.
Completely opposite. Let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, on target.
Dr. Daly, good afternoon. Dr. Daniel and Tulu, good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon.
The information is mind-boggling as we listen. And we are looking at a town hall meeting that we're all being asked to come to tomorrow evening or Monday evening. And it's a very important that when we go there, we go with the questions. Make sure we have the proper questions in hand. We have to go beyond the lands. There are so many questions. For me, this is an eye-opening moment for Nevis.
Well, you'll be there. You'll be there, right? You'll be there.
If there's a division that, if there's a division
will you be there?
Whose eye has not been opened, no, I will not, Dr. Daly. And I have my personal reasons why. I will not, to be honest with you. Someone called, I was going to get into this, but someone called earlier in regards to NNC. It would be good if they put NNC to the proper use so that those who cannot make it to the town hall meeting or to any event out there where information can be had, that it is brought over live on that station. This is our Nevis station, and it needs to be utilized. There's so many questions that I have, but one of the things I keep thinking about, you see the CBI program, Dr. Daly? This CBI program came in a long time ago, and it quietly crept upon us. And there are thousands of people out there around the world with our citizenship, our passport, having access to our country, that we have no idea who they are, what they are. quite frankly, in the latter years, we've heard of a lot of them who've not been vetted properly. And we now have citizens in our country or access to our country who have questionable backgrounds. Why? My curiosity is with this SSB thing, why are we touting the 7,000 to 10,000 people? Do we need more citizenships, really? Or don't we have enough already? And those are the same people that are going to be coming in and trying to take over what we have.
All right.
Because it needs to be questioned.
Well, I'll make sure I note your question and ask it on your behalf on Monday.
Please do that.
All
Please
right.
do that.
Thank you.
It's frightening. One more thing.
Yes.
You see this geothermal thing? What is Nevis going to be left with when this is all over? What is Nevis going to be left with when this is all over?
Okay.
Because we're going to wake up one morning. That's my fear. Because I'll tell you something. We have a lot of questions. Destiny came out with an ad that didn't talk about the things that we were questioning. They sought to paint us a pretty picture with oohs and ahs all over the place.
All right.
And telling us about all this job. Have you ever seen a company advertise all these jobs before they're laid a board in the floor, Dr. Daly?
I would. That's another question to ask tomorrow or Monday. I'll make a note of that.
What? I mean, people can come and tell you all kind of foolishness.
Right.
And my picture is that people have come into our country. The man telling you he's been around here for 10 years. He sat across the table and oohed and ahed and put a lot of foolishness in drinks and told people and maybe put foolishness in their pockets too.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you very
and
much.
we have now been sold out.
All right. Thank you very much.
That's what we got a question.
All right.
Thank you,
All
Dr.
right.
Daly.
You're welcome. Now, there's another call coming in here. Let me see.
Thank you very much. We have now.
Oh, let's go on. Good afternoon, on target.
Yes, good afternoon again. Quick question for Daly.
Yes.
As the SSZ law is, right? It's a framework, right?
This SSZ.
And we hear
Go ahead.
Law. It's a framework.
Go ahead.
Currently, right?
Yes.
We hear the politicians of the day say that it's a framework. And when any project is gonna come, it has to get approval. On the Nevis side, it's got to go through the local assembly there. And in the Sinky side, it got to go to the federal house for approval. So my second part of my question is, this destiny that's proposed to come to Nevis, has it been approved yet? And if it's not, if it hasn't been approved, when would they run that through the house?
Right.
And why is Mark still forging ahead with it if it's not been approved yet? And I'll leave it there.
All right. Thank you very
And then
much.
secondly, hold on, wait, Daly.
Make it quick.
I understand that Mark was out the country this week.
He's back.
And when you guys go, when you guys go to that town hall meeting Monday, can somebody ask him that question? If he was out the country this week,
he was out
on government's business. What was the business? Was it about?
All right.
I'll leave it there. Thanks.
All right.
This is the caller's menu.
Good afternoon, Target.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let me ask you something. Why are you talking about the cure you talking about this? A woman and a man who come from England, right? And born a trading thinking, they still say English. So you come and born to like a training. Dominica Republic people, them know Haitian and thing born them. They come here full of thinking. And anything free they in front. You understand? I've got to take out with police. You got to tell them, and you can't get to it and it's married to Tatola. You can't marry to a division as a division. You're not getting a right. The whole them people are too educated, politicians, and some mumu. Some mumu. That's how education you think is well above enough for them there. How come we can't control our education? Nobody can do it better because going on here. All right, all the best, will you?
All right, thank you. Moving on real quick. We're moving on. No, we're moving on.
You're moving on. Go ahead.
We were talking about the population density, the population that...
Callers menu. Callers menu.
Good afternoon, Target.
Good afternoon to the three hosts on the panel. And I have a little observation I want to speak about.
Make it quick.
I think the SSD is based on a little experiment, and the experiment that they tried first selling Chinese people land in St. Kitts and Nevis. You cannot go nowhere in China, married to any Chinese woman, vice versa, and earn anything ever in your life. So why are they're selling out the land to Chinese? And now the bigger experiment is come. This is ZZ coming in now. Thank you.
All right. All right, we were talking about the population of 10,000 that is supposed to come as a result of the SSZ settlement. These are settlers. These are settlers. They intend to live
settlers,
here.
Eh?
They intend to live here.
Exactly.
All right? They tend to exist here. They might go out and come back, but in the end, they are residents of the SSZ, first and foremost. So I did a little bit of calculation. And it turns out that they, based on their projections now, that they want 2,400 acres, with 10,000 people, that's a population density of 2,666 people per mile. The population density of a Nevis on its whole, 13,000 people and 36 square miles, is 361 persons per acre, per square mile. 361 persons per square mile versus 2,666 persons per mile in the zone. Now, you've heard the Premier and you've heard the AI-generated broadcast saying that these will be single-family dwellings. They can't be. It's impossible. There's not enough land for 10,000 people to fit on 2,400 acres comfortably. It means, therefore, that instead of single-family houses, I'm not saying there won't be any, but tell yourself, there will be multiple story buildings on that same land. Multiple stories. It's for them to determine that. All right? I just thought I'll share that with you. Little tidbit. Nothing too fancy. All right? Now, I want to play a clip that about the Premier's conversation about voting rights in the zone. So bear with me. You're going to hear the Premier's voice.
Cast the oil moment.
Let's go.
They must generate their own electricity. So there's no pressure on electricity grid. 70% by law, 70% of the electricity must be renewable. They must handle their own waste management. And they must ensure that their building is to the necessary code, of course, for hurricane and earthquake purposes. Can we go back to the design slide? Right. So the design principles, they're designing with nature. They're trying to create...
I think I gave the engineer the wrong one. I think I gave him the wrong one. My apologies. But if you want to hear the tape, you can go to my Facebook post, and you'll see it there. It has a picture of Tulu walking with his placards. All right, so my apologies for that. My fault. I gave the engineer the wrong clip to post. All right, but basically what the Premier was saying, that he understands the concerns about these 10,000 persons being able to vote, and he understands that the 50,000 other CBI holders across the world, if they were to land back on St. Kitts and Nevis and vote, you know the consequence of that. All right? So every time there's a gap in their argument, he tries to fill it with nonsense. And in this case, no, he's saying he's going to introduce legislation in the federal parliament to prevent CBI citizens from voting.
That's
so
a major legal matter there.
So
you tell a citizen he can't vote?
So you have two situations. You have a situation where the Premier is prescribing that there are two types of citizens.
Dualism.
One that can vote and one that can't. Now, where in the world do you find a single country with a single passport, with a single citizenship regime, telling some people they can vote and the other people they can't?
Somebody said, I'm more citizen than you.
I mean, this cannot fly. But if you juxtapose this with the fact that the Premier has been in Parliament since 2007.
He brought no new legislation.
He's been in Parliament since 2007. He's been a part of the team of the government from 2015 to 22. Mm-hmm. The issue of fair share was running rampant during that period of time. According to Timothy Harris, not even a submission was made to Parliament, to Cabinet.
So why one now?
And now, to get his way, he's trying to convince us that he is going to introduce legislation to deal with stopping these zone people from voting. To answer the question of the concern, or rather, that Nevisians are faced with, that these people can take over the country politically. So he has a bandage for every sore. His bandage for that sore, which is a gaping sore, is telling us he's going to pass legislation. The question I have, this SSC legislation was passed August 11th. Mm-hmm. We are now in October 25th. This conversation about the zone has been going on for years, even though the legislation only got to Parliament in July. Well, Mr. Premier, if you anticipated all this, why haven't you introduced any legislation then or since? Why haven't you? It doesn't take much. If you go into the Constitution of St. Kitts and Nevis, it's one paragraph that tells you your right to vote. All they have to do is an amendment. It's not a new law. It's an amendment to the existing voting rights bill. Is to go in there and convince the people in St. Kitts, the Attorney General, the Prime Minister, and all the rest of them. All the parliamentarians. I'm introducing this amendment to prevent these zone operators from voting. Why hasn't he done it? Is that coming next? Let's go to the phone calls. Good afternoon, Target. Oh, we lost a call. Sorry about that.
The question that you posed in there, Dr. Daly, brings back something to my mind, because Dr. Timothy Harris as Prime Minister was proposing something exactly what he's promoting now.
Stick up in there for a minute. Exactly. You're on target. Hello?
Really?
Yes, sir.
Is it the point you just made?
Yes.
That is exactly the first move to trigger the because if we're going to try and change the legislation to stop them from vote, that could be a problem.
Could be.
You're coming in a bit garbled.
When I question the Premier about the 75 million, it's a roundabout answer. And I questioned, and he said that we haven't agreed to that yet. So I further asked him, well, if you haven't agreed to that yet, why did you feel it was good enough? He mentioned it in a press conference. Make a point. You know, I mean, if you haven't agreed to it yet, why should you be so vehement with that $75 million bull crap that these people have to pay. I'm not saying what we have to pay. So in other words, he's trying to back away from it now.
Mm.
When I pointed that out to him, so maybe he misspoke at the press conference.
He misspoke. Okay. Thank you very much. He must be. Oh, that's a new one. Thank you very much. We're out of time. Make it quick.
Hello?
Yeah, make it quick. We're almost out of time.
Yeah. Mr. Daly, when you were growing up, and as a man, you know there's a saying prevention is better than cure, right? Is that a fact?
That's a fact.
Okay. No. Making whatever amount of people citizens and then turn around and move against them that they cannot vote, which is problematic. Why then bother with put yourself to the trouble? Why put the federation to that problem? Shouldn't it be stopped? If you're driving 20 miles to reach a point, and there are more than one ways to get to that point, would you drive along the one that's going to send you over a cliff? Or you will ride the long route that will get you there instead of destruction? Does Mark really know the archaeology that he is applying to get people gravitate to his foolish, stupidness, his bubbleness? Mark, stop your nonsense.
All right.
Else you're not going to live a life of happiness. You are going down a sorry ass road.
Careful with the language.
Because of money. I done. Bye
Thank
for
you.
now.
Thank you.
I done. Bye for now.
Bye. Let's just get real quick. So we were talking about this legislation and the Premier's pension to, he wants to change the legislation. The call is quite correct. You know, you're giving people citizenship, but you want to stop them from voting and being a part of the process. It simply doesn't make any sense. We are twisting ourselves into pretzels, into nuts, to satisfy a zone that nobody wants.
Well,
nobody wants it.
He wants it.
All right. So, moving on really quickly. Somebody tipped me off on Thursday actually. Wednesday.
Tip you off.
Somebody tipped me off Wednesday. I'm like a bloodhound, you know. Once you point me in the right direction, I'll find it.
Okay.
And I'm not afraid to make calls. I will call people on all kind of things. Anyway, somebody called me and says, you need to check out something real quick. And that thing was the use of cadastral maps to identify untitled lands on these, especially untitled lands in the zones. And you will be surprised, my friends, how many people are living on untitled lands for generations. They know they're untitled, but they have not moved to acquire for whatever reason. But I got some information that says to me, you need to look into this cadastral map business. So I call the gentleman who created the map. Right? Now, if you're not familiar with the word cadastral, it simply means a map that shows every possible section of land on the island of Nevis.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's 1 inch or 10 meters or 100 meters or 100 acres. It is fantastic. I was gifted a hard copy, by the same gentleman when I was a PS of Agriculture. And I was coming in the morning as a matter of exercise to find places on Nevis that I never knew existed. So I would take it section by section, parish by parish. My only disappointment with myself is that when they kicked me out of office, I did not walk with it. It was my personal copy.
It was your personal copy.
And I did not walk with it. I've since tried to retrieve it, but they destroyed it. Never mind that. That's a little sideway. But the cadastral map, the e-copy, is available for licensing. So if you truly want to have it, you can apply to the gentleman and get a license for 1 year. You will have complete access to every square inch of Nevis. Every road, every gully, every hill, everything. Right? So, these people, I am told, of the SSC, are under license and they have this copy.
Mm-hmm.
They have it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you heard the story about the Premier's wife having a whole contingent of workers up there at the land registry, all they're doing is looking at the map, verifying who owns what, and then call them or write to them or, to get their lands. But they are also discovering a whole host of untitled lands. The borders are there to the land, but there's no title. And so what they've been doing, I am told, is using housing and land, the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation, to vest the untitled lands under them.
Vest the untitled land.
And then housing and lands, I'm told,
we sell them to them.
We sell them to the zone.
Yes.
So when the Premier says, my wife is not selling government lands, he's right. He's absolutely right. So far, she's not selling government lands, but she's involved in identifying untitled lands under which now housing and land can now get them and sell them on.
Untitled lands which could then be sold to the Land and Housing Corporation and then unsold to private people.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we know.
But we,
the citizens need to understand the danger of this.
We have spent a lot of time and effort trying to find any land that has been registered by Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation in the last 2 years. I'm trying to find that information.
They have not bought any land.
They have not registered them.
Yes.
They are accumulating them.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly they are accumulating them, but they're not registering them.
Because only by registration you would know.
Only then we would know.
Only then you would know.
If I tell you, it's been 5 years since the NIA took over the Huggins property at Bath Hill,
And
Bath
it's not
Plains.
registered.
Still not registered up to today.
And the government has paid money for it.
They told us how much they paid for it.
All right.
You understand what I'm telling you? They have not registered it.
7.5 acres of land.
And you have to ask yourself, why?
They might sell it to them too.
Well, the legislation. The legislation is loose. Ken.
Listen,
the thing is loose.
Nevisians don't even understand the machinery behind this entire operation.
Massive.
Is huge.
It's a massive machinery and
when
it's oiled.
When the Premier said, my wife has a team, he's not joking. When the Premier says, my wife has a team, he was not joking. I've shown you on my Facebook post pictures from their files, cadastral maps showing exactly lands that have been bought already. Mm-hmm. Area by area. These people are determined, like termites,
to take over Nevis.
To take over Nevis. And if we are thinking that this is anywhere over, think again. And if you think that we are being hyperbolic, we are exaggerating, think again. There are billions of dollars on the line. Billions. Because what these people want to do, and they've said it, once they acquire the lands, they will auction them off in blocks. House lots. They become instant CBI citizens because they're investing. You understand? This is what we are facing. These people will not back away. Get that to your heads. They will not. And they're being facilitated by the leadership not only of Nevis, but of St. Kitts and Nevis. Dr. Drew is up to his eyeballs in this. The whole parliamentary crew in the federal cabinet and parliament is up to the eyeballs in this. Right here on Nevis, the NIA cabinet and a member in the parliament here in Nevis is up to the eyeballs in this. The lone voice in opposition in the NIA assembly is Dr. John and Dr. Hodge. The only voice in opposition in the NIA, Nevis Island Assembly, Nevis House of Assembly, is Dr. Hodge. We have a complicit ignoramus. On the other side, I don't know why the hell she don't cross over. I'm done with it. And right now, Brantley, I'm told, is between a rock and a hard place because he can't decide who to support over in St. Thomas's against Rohan Isles. Whether he gonna keep supporting Tonya, what's her name, Latoya, or he gonna support the suicide bomber. He can't decide. So what he's doing in the meantime, fund both of them. Money for you, money for you. So the suicide bomber getting help and the other one getting help. Up, getting help. Can't decide who you gonna run. But anyway, Rohan ready for them. Let me tell you this.
And happy machinery is ready, man.
Let me tell you this. Where was I told?
You were talking about the map and how involved.
Oh yes, the map.
Yeah.
The map.
And the danger.
The map. I got a message Thursday evening right here. I was sitting in the studio with you guys. And I don't know if you realize I was on my phone for quite a while. Mm-hmm. I got a Facebook message in response to the post I put out about the cadastral map. A young person, a lady he looks like from the name, indicated to me that they were living on untitled lands. And they wonder what to do. Of course, my answer is go see a lawyer. If you've been on that land for more than 12 years, you have squatters' rights. Once you have not been paying any taxes, any rents or any mortgage on the property, go to a lawyer. And I'm happy that post that I made about making sure your land is titled has at least helped one person that I know. Because it's important that people do not lose their right to land they've been living on. It's important that you don't get put off by some crooks and vagabonds looking to stock up their acreage and deprive divisions of a place to live. You understand? So if you have a deed,
go get a COT.
Go get a COT. If you're living and you have no title, go get it. Because these people are watching every piece of land on Nevis. They're looking to buy lands over in St. James. They're looking to buy lands in St. Thomas's. Mm-hmm. They're looking to buy land in St. George's. You think I'm joking?
But remember the lady in Honduras, so when they came,
right?
They were saying they were going to confine to one place. And
the only place that they have not looked is St. Paul's, because we ain't got no land.
Maybe they buy some properties then.
How can you, as a Nevisian, I'm seriously speaking, I'm not talking as a Kelvin Daly, NRP activist or anything. I'm talking to you as a Nevisian. How can any Nevisian sit down, look at themselves in the mirror,
and tolerate,
and say, I don't mind being a minority in Nevis. I don't mind giving up my lands. I want to walk with the premier, who is a multi-millionaire. I want to walk in the shadows of his wife, another multi-millionaire. How many Nevisians are understanding this? How many expatriates are understanding that things would not be the same for them either? Because they moved here hoping for the same tranquility that we love here on Nevis.
And they have enjoyed it too.
All right? And I must say again, I have enjoyed tremendous support from the expatriate community. Tremendous. To a man, to a woman. Tremendous. I couldn't ask for anything better. They funnel information to me, things I think could be useful. I have a whole library of material that people have sent to me.
Right. You should get accustomed to that by now.
Why do you keep messing with it?
You should get accustomed now.
He doesn't stay. Okay, go ahead.
Get accustomed.
I lost my chain of thought.
No. Let me,
you say you have a library.
I'm gonna bring you back.
Yes,
here.
I have a library
of
information from persons on the expat community. Many are overseas. They come here, they're going to get here in November for the winter season. And, they have been a tremendous source of strength and encouragement to me. They listen to the show, some of them follow me on Facebook. And so I don't want to make this into a black and white war.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
This is a war of them against us. Simple. Settlers versus residents and civilians and citizens. That is. All right? Now, moving on from that real quick.
Just before you swing, look at what you just said about people who are on untitled land.
Mm-hmm.
In Nevis, the government is trying to take away those untitled lands to give to their rich friends. And in St. Kitts, the Jew administration are giving their citizens title to these lands free. They not got to no lie, and I think the government does everything and hand them the title in their hands free.
161 people.
I know that the Constitution says that Nevis has control over their lands. But cannot Jew say to the Premier of Nevis, Mr. Premier, you're going wrong?
Why he's involved?
Oh boy.
Why would he say that?
Gentlemen,
because you say you care about your people. You love your people. You say what you want for the people in Sandy Point, you want for the people in Gingerland.
Who in Nevis voted for Drew?
Nobody.
Okay, thank you very
But
much.
he
Moving on. Go ahead, Danny.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I want to also, you were talking about the Nevisians. The Nevisian needs to ask himself and herself, why is it that people need so much land? Why do you need all of this land?
Because you're asking a rhetorical question, I suppose.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, but the answer is quite clear. You need a critical mass of people. Listen, Nevis is only 13,000 people. 13,000 people. Very easy to take over. Very easy. All right? Of all the Leeward Islands population, Nevis has the smallest.
So you get 6 square miles and you can take over the other 30.
Of course.
And if you have 13,000 people, so you bring in 10 and you could roll.
Right. Look at the leading statutory bodies on the island of Nevis. Are Nevisians in control of them? Heads them, or somebody has head them? So they're showing that the control was taken away from us slowly, that wherever a Nevisian was in power, the CCM Mark Brantley administration make sure that you put the Nevisians out, create a new position for them down the line, and bring in somebody else to head them. So this thing of making us second-class citizens on this island is systematic, but now he wants now to blow the balloon out.
I'm convinced. Mark Brandt is a lot of things. But he's not stupid.
He's calculated in what he's doing.
Not stupid. He's fully aware of the consequences. Fully aware. But like a rat in a corner, the rat is quite cognizant of the consequences of not fighting back. You can stay there and get stomped, or you attack. Brandt is in a corner, fully aware of the consequences coming if this thing comes in. what choice does he have? He has to fight back. Because without that money from the SSC, you can't do geothermal, which he promised. You can't do the hospital, which he wants. You can't do this and you can't do that. You can't pay, you can't finance your debt. You can't get your roads done. He has backed himself in the corner. And come hell or high water, he's going to attack. He's like a rat in a corner. The only choice he has now is to attack. He does not care about collateral damage. He does not care who get vexed, who cause all kind of mayhem. He does not care. His choice is to fight out to the corner and say, listen, without this, without the money for the hospital, what going to tell people? Without the money for this, what going to tell people?
So, in your mind, the fighting out of the corner is to destroy the sovereignty of the individual.
That's collateral damage. Because you're going to say, look, I bring you a hospital. What are you making noise about? I bring you this, I bring you that. What are you making noise about? And a lot of division going to say, yeah. And the money that he get, he can pay for elections. He can pay for votes. He can grease some hands. Blah, blah, blah. You see the play. Okay. Moving on. Now, Brantley, in a meeting with the chamber, blurted out, I should say blurted out, he let the cat out the bag, that the penalty for us, the NIA, withdrawing the contract, cancelling the development, would be $23 billion. The penalty for them to walk away from us was $75 million. I have been reporting on this from since it was reported to me, what was said. Multiple persons heard it. I have multiple confirmations that this was said at that meeting with the chamber. He cannot deny it. Now I'm hearing he said he don't recall. He said it. He ain't recall. Because his handlers are vexed with him.
For laying it out the bag.
For laying it out the bag. And he has never repeated it since. But the cat is out the bag. And so I went on, and people have been reposting the $23 billion penalty. And so yesterday, Destiny, not the premier, Destiny replied, it's not true, it's not a fact.
So what is true then?
All right? They never offered what is true, what the penalty for them is.
They say what is not true.
They're saying what is not true.
We want to hear what.
They're saying that $23 billion US is not true. So is it 23 billion EC? Is it 23.1 billion US? This was a perfect opportunity for them to say, what was the penalty? Or what is the penalty? No response.
They will not.
All they say is it was not 23 billion US dollars.
So blame the premier.
You know why I'm so upset about this? The level of disrespect and condescension in these people. They believe that black people are stupid. That we are monkeys in a tree.
Yep.
That we don't understand and can't determine for ourselves to sift through and cut through this nonsense. Isn't that not to cut through?
But you don't think that they have been led to believe that by the person in charge of our country?
Whether they believe that or not.
They have been led.
I'm telling you, based on the response that they put up, and I think I have it here. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
They couldn't do that unless they've been led. Don't worry with them blackies, man. Come, just put up that.
Following the example of the premier, it's the same disrespect and condescension he has for us. Okay.
You pick up, you treat the people of the country the way the leader treats them.
That
If the leader says these are our prized possessions, they come first, they come second, they come third, then you respond differently. But the developers already see that here is somebody he doesn't care about the welfare and well-being of the people in the country. And they are expendable, and there's a price tag on their heads, and that they can be bought.
If they're saying that the figures that are given are not true,
tell us what is true.
Those figures came from the Premier of Nevis. So then
tell us what is true.
Tell us what is true. The Premier says this. We are saying what the Premier says is not the truth.
Well,
then this is the truth.
Well, I find it difficult that if you are trying to clear the air, you say what is. You say what is.
All right, so here's the slide. Those of you on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, you'll see it for yourselves. Those on FM dial, of course, can't see it, but I'll read it to you. And this is a response from Destiny, and he says, special sustainability zones and Nevis, myth. This is a myth. If the SSD project is cancelled, the government will be forced to pay a US $23 billion penalty to developers. They said that's a myth. The reality, they said, is this. The claim of US $23 billion penalty is entirely false and has no basis in fact. Jesus wept. I am more offended by this than Mark Brandt is saying he doesn't recall saying it. As a black man with a couple of brain cells who can walk upright and chew gum at the same time, this is terribly offensive that you're telling us that the fact is the claim is $20 billion incorrect. But I ain't going to tell you nothing else. You don't deserve to hear nothing else. Yeah. So your truth is gospel. Mm-hmm. Your truth is biblical. And so the people who heard Brantley are deaf.
And stupid.
And mumu.
But there's a storm of opposition and revulsion coming from the people with regard to this 23 billion. And so who has come out to clarify?
The Premier was written to privately. Several persons showed me messages to send to him, asking him personally to explain or to clarify the $23 billion situation. No response. He was sent an open letter asking kindly, please clarify, confirm this is untrue or true. No response over a week ago. And then yesterday, 2 days before the town hall, 1 day before, 2 days before his conference, 3 days before the town hall, Destiny replies for the Premier and telling the Premier, you did not say this. Tell Daly and Tulu and Danny, you did not say this, mine.
So he said, so he changed it to
and as a result, I will say nothing.
No. So as a result, he said that I can't recall saying it.
No.
Oh boy.
Here is the take. They say it's $22 billion. It's not 22.
It's 21?
No, you don't need to know how much. I set up black slaves. I don't need to know. That is the idea. Black and unlearned.
Good afternoon. You're on target.
You just blew the biggest trick out the water. What do you expect the man to say? You have just blown their game.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you for that.
No,
all right.
Good afternoon. You're on target.
No. That's gone.
No. Kelly, but you know this, right? If I go to your farm and I say you are selling tomatoes for $10 a pound, and you say it's not $10 a pound, I go saying it's 10. You say that 10. The next thing you tell me, boy, no, it's $4 a pound I'm selling, 5. So I don't leave there confused anymore. I come to you this way.
I understand what you're saying. We are saying the same thing.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I want the people to understand when the person who knows is not saying, what does that tell us?
Daily wants people to know the truth. Destiny do not want us to know the truth. And that's all that it is. I believe the Premier told us the truth. He was the one who put out the two figures. He was the one who put out the $75 million penalty, and he's the one who put out the $23 billion penalty. And so, therefore, Destiny, who are his handlers, he's not in control of this.
It comes down simple. You're selling
He's saying it's not the truth.
You're selling tart.
You have been using tart tomatoes, then we get it.
Exactly.
We get it.
I want the people to get it.
The purpose, believe me, you can't get it lower than tart. All right, tart, tomato, whatever it is, we get it. The problem we're having here, the premier of the island of Nevis, the highest ranking parliamentarian in the Nevis House of Assembly, the leader of the opposition in the federal parliament, former Foreign Minister of Foreign Affairs and Aviation, a heavyweight, and you're telling me you're being led by the ears, by the nose, by Destiny? That means they own you.
At what price?
Well, that's a fact.
They own you.
We know that.
They own you.
What is the price?
But the Premier owes it to us now to come back. Since Destiny says not the truth, and since he put out these figures, he has an obligation to come out and tell us what the figures are, the correct figures are.
This is all a PR stunt ahead of the town hall on Monday to try to ease some pressure off. He has not eased any pressure. He has not eased any pressure.
It creates more pressure?
It created more pressure because you're now challenging people's recollection of what they heard.
What you told them.
All right? Now, if it's not $23 billion, was it 23.1? Was it 22.9? And people round off or round down.
Is it USREC?
It's a USREC. Right?
Tell us.
This matter, this number was not to be disclosed. The Premier got comfortable with the chamber because they're on his side. He got comfortable with the tourism people, the hotel people, because they're on his side, and let go the number. Not thinking that there are people in there who might not have liked what you're saying. And there are people in there who are upset with this thing here and reported it.
Sorry, Kel, isn't this thing about the 22 billion and effort to set on Nevis? Boy, you can't really. You got to go ahead with the thing, you know.
Yeah, because
boy, the cost of not going ahead.
But that is the punitive part of it. Yeah. The other part of it, of course, is a direct benefit for the Premier and his wife. And I've said it before. Mm-hmm. If Dr. Hodge comes into office January, when she comes into office, and she wants to revoke this arrangement,
like Honduras,
there'll be a high cost attached. You know, you can go to court and challenge and all kind of things like that. But guess what? If it continues on, the property continues on, the development continues on, who stands to make the most money out of this? The law firm and the realty company. Into perpetuity, they're going to be making money indefinitely. So it's not only a penalty on the NIA to handcuff any incoming government. It's a way to extract continuing income by the leader of this country and the owner of the real estate company for indefinite periods of time. Because guess what? That's who they're going to use. They certainly ain't going to use any company or anybody associated with NRP for sure. They have not demonstrated any such proclivity to include anything NRP with this. And so you can guarantee yourself that only two people in this entire island are going to keep benefiting. Folks, we got to end today. I have a lunch date with Tulu and Danny. We're going to go eat some goat water by Cabo, courtesy of Tanya Powell all the way down in Texas. And you see how easy it is to support something. You know, we need support in the station. You can send it via MoneyGram or what do you call it now? No, I don't think you have Western Union anymore.
Western Union is not up.
Yeah.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh, by Jack, yes, that's right. So I'm just saying, support the station. We need your help. We don't want to be off the air. All right? We don't have a sponsor for it. You realize we don't run any ads on Tell Me because we don't have, on Target because we don't have the sponsors.
So we need sponsors.
We need help. All right, folks. See you on Monday. Those of you who will be attending the town hall, we'll be there in our numbers on Monday. And it should be very, very interesting conversation. And
sorry, Kelly, you don't think it's time for us to see the man in person?
I don't want to see him. What do I want to see him for?
No, but we need to see who the people are.
I'm not interested in seeing him. These are AI people. I'm not interested.
Only AI. That's what we come to. That's what we come to.
Folks, we are done. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for staying the course. We will see you next week, Thursday for Tell Me, and on Saturday for On Target. God bless. Have the rest of your weekend very safe. Thanks again. Be out of here.